So we have 8 parataxins, save one. The one is John Jacobson. John Jacobson's from Quirky, and he was supposed to be giving the presentation that I'm about to give because we really believe that Quirky was supposed to be here. And John was in a car accident earlier earlier this morning or last night. He's okay. He just said he wasn't up for the presentation. And the Quirky has graciously given us their permission to carry out this conversation. Switch hats. So we're created to invent. There's a moment when we build the thing that we want, or that we've thought of. We've conceived it, we've had an ideation, and we build it, and it's real. And there's a long way between that initial ideation and the reality. I made that as a very, very powerful notion. This is the story of a company who recognized I made that as a motivator. They turned the product and customer-client relationship on its head by paying their customers. And they're turning out a phenomenal product. So the iPod was a game changer. Moofy is a story of a man named Ben Kaufman. Ben Kaufman started a company when his parents mortgaged their house so that he could start his startup company. And the company was based around making products for iPods. And he was on the subway one day, and he saw somebody wearing one of his products. His Moofy was the product, or was the company. The product was made by Moofy, and it was that moment of, oh my goodness, I made that. There's an explosion when that realization happens, and Quirky is what's there today because of it. So the whole premise of Quirky is making invention accessible, closing that gap between the idea and the reality. So here's the process. Very simply, there's you, not me, you. Whoever your inventor is. You sit there and you submit an idea. You roll through a process, and eventually you start getting money back if it works. So how does it work? So we submit the idea, the community filters the ideas, the product is evaluated, and then we go through prototyping. We go through a prototyping phase, and then we've got a hold period. Not just the community has to approve the idea, the world has to approve the idea. We do it with a vote. Once the vote has passed, we build it. We send it out, then we manufacture it, and then we pay the guy who invented it based on contribution. So what does that look like? Benjamin Franklin said, "Tell me, and I forgot. Show me, and I might remember. Involve me, and I will understand." So the gate for Quirky is the shop. You shop, right? What do we say? It starts and ends with you, the customer, and the employee. And then you invent. And then you influence with your vote. And there's a community, a really deep sense of community. Where did we hear about social media? Oh, yeah, that's right. We had a session earlier, right? We've talked three different times. I've been listening for this, knowing that Quirky was coming. I've been listening for this. This is a conversation. This is a theme that's running through everything all over the place. There's a connection and a level of communication that comes out of community, and these innovations come with that community. The C word. What's the C word? This is not crowdsourcing. Ben hates the word crowdsourcing. Crowdsourcing means I am drawing from you. That's not Quirky. Quirky is I'm giving to you. I'm giving to you through community. It's not us versus them. It's us and them. And we're inventing. What does invention look like? It's messy, right? You work it, you work the designs, you iterate, and then you print it right here. Now somebody had an idea. And it showed up like that very shortly after the idea was discovered. And then what do you do with that? Well, you start selling it. Well, here's the vote. That's for $20.99 after we get 1,140 people to say they want this thing. We send it off to manufacturing, and we get our actual manufacturing gears turning, and we send it out and sell it. We send it out and manufacture it, and then now we've got a product on hand, inventory. We recognize the people in the community. We talk about it in the community. We talk about all the different things, all the different products, all the different ideas, and it's all about influence and recognition. We recognize with dollars, right? That's a real recognition. We recognize not only with community, but we recognize also with dollars. And product placement. We're recognizing on a product. We produce products. Count them with me. 115 products in 18 months. 2 every week, 0 board members. 60,000 plus persons on the marketing development team. 100% success rate for product release. How many of you would want that? 100% design driven. The designs are driving. This is accessible invention. We're created to invent.